Smash DLC codename for Terry and the Game Awards. We're diving into it right now. Blocked content. What's happening, my Blocked buddies, and welcome to the first ever episode of Blocked Content's QuestionBlocked, where we answer your questions. So please email them to blockedcontentmail@gmail.com. And let's look at our first question of today. It reads, "Hey there. Been a fan of the channel for the last few months. As we are getting closer to the Game Awards, most of us are thinking that a DLC fighter for Smash, most likely the 5th Fighters Pass one, will be revealed. Well, I have a strong thinking that they would reveal Doomslayer there, considering it's a more mainstream event. Which fighter would you want to see revealed at the Game Awards? And as a bonus question, what else would you want to see at the Game Awards? Well, thanks for answering. Keep up the good work. From MGB. P.S. I've been keeping up with Ultimate since last year, and it's been one crazy ride, and it helps for guys like you to help keep us up to date. I cannot wait to see what happens next, so keep up the good work." Well, thank you so much for your letter, MGB. This is so much fun. You are the very first letter here on QuestionBlocked, so I'm very privileged to answer it for you. So yeah, I do think that the Game Awards will have some Super Smash Bros. Information, because the last time we, of course, got Joker, and that was a huge deal, and I think that a character like Doomslayer would fit in right with that crowd. So I definitely feel like you are right in the money with Doomslayer there. If there's any other character and any other thing I would want to see at the Game Awards, as you mentioned, I think a very good bet would also be Halo to be there, right? Halo Infinite. We've not seen all that much about it, and I really think that it's about time that we get to see some gameplay of Halo Infinite, that we really know what the story is about, that we really know how the game plays, but also that could maybe even tie into that character coming to Smash Bros. Of course, this is super speculative, and maybe that's not even in the plans right now. A lot of people are saying we have Banjo and Kazooie already. We are not going to get anything else from Microsoft. I personally think that we are definitely getting a little bit more than just Banjo and Kazooie. I think that there's stakes for Microsoft in this thing too, and that they would really want to see some return for it, and that it won't just be a character that they do nothing with at the moment, right? They want to have some return of investment. They'll, plug some franchise that they're actually doing something with, and I think that that's either Minecraft or something like Master Chief's inclusion from the Halo franchise. So I think that that would be an earth-shattering, explosive announcement for the Game Awards, because that's, of course, a very Western franchise, and the Game Awards, the Jeff Keighley thing, is, of course, also very targeted towards that audience. So Joker, I think, was a really great first choice, but to finish off the Fighters Pass with a huge announcement at the Game Awards, I think that could be very interesting. I hadn't thought about the possibility of the Game Awards actually being the platform for it, so that's super interesting to me. So thank you so much. And of course, about your PS, yeah, thank you so much. It's, up to people like me and YouTubers like me to kind of keep people interested and engulfed in this Smash Brothers situation when there's basically low news, no news, Nintendo Directs upcoming, and a lot of hype. So we're here for you in the good times, the bad times, and anything in between. It's super cool that you send in this letter. Thank you. So going on to our next letter, it's a pretty short one, but really interesting, and it says, "Spectrum Blast Gaming here. So my question to you is, what motivated you to start your channel and even inspired the name Blocked Content?" Okay, that's a very fun question, so thank you so much, Spectrum Blast Gaming. What motivated me to start the channel is two things, and I think up first would be the idea that I wanted to break out of the mold of my pretty regular life, right? I was pretty much in a cubicle in an office doing animation work or video work, and sometimes going out to, press events or events to film something or interview people, and I really liked doing that kind of work, and I still kind of do it, here and there, but it started to feel a little bit constrained and, eating away at the hours of the day, and then you'd come home and you'd want to do things that you really love, like playing video games or making videos about video games, or doing all this cool media stuff, or even just writing songs or making videos for yourself, and the energy would kind of be lost. So I knew pretty quickly that 9 to 5 cubicle work mentality didn't really fit me, but I just didn't really have a way out of it. And I tried YouTube stuff before with things like music or other animation stuff. I was actually one of the original Newgrounds animators, if you could really call it that. I was from that era, so I don't really come from the YouTube world. I most, notably come from the animation world, from the Newgrounds crowd. So it was really a big gamble to say, well, let's just start a YouTube channel and see what happens. But I always really took it as a very big opportunity, right? I always saw it as something that I had to do and I had to do right. And I didn't want it to be a personality thing where it was just me talking to the camera. I might eventually do something like that, but I didn't want it to just revolve around me. So I made this whole persona thing where it was like, yeah, blocked content, it needed a name. And so what inspired the name was basically, I wanted a fun play on words. That's what I like to do a lot with content like this. And blocked content, of course, the characters are blocked faces, they're very blocky, stature. And also blocked content is pretty fun because it basically says, well, this is some special kind of secret that only a few people know about it, which now is pretty funny considering that we're, up in subscribers and I have a lot more than the day that I had 2 or 3, which is funny to me. So blocked content, pretty funny. It actually just means, square things. My email address is also squaredthings@gmail.com or something like that. I don't know. I don't use that all that much. But that to me was a really great motivation to start, having something that felt like a legit business opportunity instead of just a fun YouTube channel for videos, because that would really motivate you to keep going at it like you would go at it at, a job. So for me, it was really putting it into the shape of something tangible that really made me push for it a little bit more and really made me, create art assets for it and really cool show ideas and a lot of these that I haven't even tried yet. And a lot of the things that I did try that didn't work, a lot of the things that I did try that did work. So this whole thing was an experiment, and I'm super happy that it worked out. I'm super happy that a lot of people are watching and that we get to do fun things together and that I get to report to you guys on news and video game stuff and all that kind of thing. So thank you so much for your question, because it actually, jogged my memory a little bit to think about stuff like that. So thank you. Now, the next question comes from Flutterty asking, how exactly did blocked content begin? If you remember, if not, then a generic question, what's your favorite things you guys do over there? So I thought that this was funny for 2 reasons. One, because you say you guys, and a lot of people ask that, do you do blocked content all by yourself, or is it, sort of like a company idea with a lot of people, right? So the real answer here is that mostly it's me, but I have a lot of friends sometimes helping me out, doing discussions together. I have a couple of friends who do social media stuff, so the Facebook posts, the Twitter posts, and stuff like that. But usually I edit the videos, I animate the videos, I do the art for it. I'm the voice, of course, of the channel. So pretty much everything here is just me, but I would like to, spread that out a little bit more in the future and maybe get a video editor, maybe get a crew that I can do more discussions with. But right now, we've tried a couple of things like that, but unless I really have someone in the same space as me, I think that it's going to change dramatically, right? We can maybe do Let's Plays together and stuff. So that's something that really interests me. So that's, I think, very interesting. So it's not a you guys, it's more like, what do I do over here? So my job is basically pretty much on a daily basis, create videos that people like and want to watch. It's basically animation or leak speak or discussion videos or something like that, or something cool like this where it's a brand new format and I don't really know if it's going to work or if people like it. But yeah, that's what I think is really interesting, coming up with new interesting ideas and just on the daily, come up with content and work on it and basically do video editing and recording my voice every single day. That's really interesting. That changes your life in a pretty significant way. So how exactly did blocked content begin? I went into it a little bit in the previous question, but basically it was just me going from the first subscriber to the second to the first 100 to the first 1,000. That was really a struggle for me. So I think that it's safe to say for every YouTube channel that's going to be very difficult unless you have one viral hit on your hands. And for me, it wasn't at all. I started doing voiceover things on blocked content. If you travel all the way back to the first videos, I did stuff like animations, like hand-drawn animations that people really didn't want to watch. And then it started getting into the video game territory a little bit more and talking about Paper Mario Color Splash. Now that game was what really kickstarted this channel. People seem to be really interested, and I kind of knew from there, like, oh, people really want this niche thing. Like, you don't have to make a video about every video game, you just have to make a couple of videos on one specific topic because people are looking for that topic, right? So that's pretty much what I did from there on out, and that landed on Super Mario Odyssey as well. That landed on a thing like Smash Brothers and Smash Brothers Ultimate, even before the game was formally announced, doing videos about it. And I'm sure that it will go into the future with new, Mario games, with new Smash games, with new Nintendo games, and maybe even beyond that. And I hope to do a lot more stuff like this, where it's like a new format, and I get to talk to you guys in different ways. So for me, it really began as a struggle, and it was really great having the support of friends and you guys, the viewers, that really showed me what kind of content I should be making instead of the content that I really, thought that I should make for the channel. You guys really corrected the course in watching things, liking things, and sharing things, of course, which is a very big part of the channel. So thank you so much for shaping what the content is now, because it's not nearly the same as what I would have done on my own, and I think that's for the better, because you really need audience feedback. That's what I make the videos for. So thank you so much, Flutterty. The next question comes from Alan Wilkinson saying, "Hey Callum, it's fairly well known that the previous DLC had codenames in Ultimate's data. Joker had Jack, the Dragon Questers were Brave, and Banjo and Kazooie got Buddy. Since then, Terry has been revealed as the next fighter, but I don't think it was ever mentioned what his in-files codename was. I would be interested in finding out what it is or was, as well as discovering the codename for CP5 if one is present. Something like Story, Uninsured, or Radioactive would really narrow the suspect list. I realize that this might not be an immediately answerable question, but any chance this could be checked on somehow? Thank you for your time. Hope this actually makes the QuestionBlocked video. And to anyone reading this while listening to Callum do a silly voice, I'm guessing, good night out there, whatever you are." Alan Wilkinson. So thank you, Alan. I usually read comments from you guys in weird voices in the standard block content videos. I chose not to do that here, more because I think that these should be more personal, and I should be very respectful to the things that you actually email into instead of just quick comments, right, on a YouTube video. So yes, they all had code names, the Smash Fighters, and Jack, of course, for Joker. We had Buddy for Banjo-Kazooie, and the Plant, of course. And I think that it's really interesting to think about Terry in those terms, because Nintendo, Sakurai, they've been really smart now with, looking at what we find information from, and it's these code names. So they keep those code names pretty hidden now, so we're not able to find them before the character drops. Well, that's usually the case, right? And with Terry, I could only think something like Fatal or Fury or something like that, or Fighters or King or something like that. I definitely think that there's a lot of possibilities here, and it won't just be Terry, but it won't also be something like Hat or something that you'd see, maybe something to do with Wolf or something like that. That would be pretty interesting as his code name. But yeah, other code names for other fighters, I would say that if we get Geno, very, very, very likely would be Puppet or something like that. I think Story, Uninsured, and Radioactive could actually mean different things to other people, right? Because Uninsured to me really does nothing. Maybe that's from a franchise that I don't know, but Story would be something like the story, like Cave Story or something. And Radioactive, I just think about Spider-Man. So that doesn't really narrow any suspects list for me, because everything means something different. But of course, if you say Buddy, I wouldn't necessarily think about Banjo, and if you say Jack, I wouldn't necessarily think about Joker in the first place too. And even Brave, even though that's very much a Dragon Quest thing, a lot of people were like, well, this could definitely mean other things as well, right? Brave could, fit in with a lot of different characters. So to me, one interesting one would be Puppet for Geno, right? And if we get other characters, Crash Bandicoot could maybe be Spin or something like that. So you just take something of a character or a name, something that could be similar to that character. So it's not an immediately answerable question. That's right. We don't know at this point, but we will know pretty soon, because I think Terry will be dropping within the next month. That's my prediction. So don't hold that against me, but I do think that if we look at Sakurai's track record, I think that Terry is gonna drop pretty quickly. So, and of course, thank you for shouting out that I do silly voices in the standard videos. I don't do them here, but I did do them for you right there. So thanks, Alan. Our next email comes from Tucker Rashdorf saying, "Hey, love the channel, and I'm so happy we get a chance to ask you some questions. I just have a few, if you don't mind." And I don't mind at all, Tucker, don't worry. 1, do you have any plans to continue the Snake Codex series? It's one of my favorites. 2, what do you think about a PlayStation rep joining the battle? Other than Crash, who would it be? My pick would be Sly Cooper. Would a Snake codec on Sly Cooper be possible? I mostly want to hear the banter between either Snake and Sly, or Bentley and Otacon. That's what I got for questions. Keep up the amazing work, Block Buddy. Tucker. Well, Tucker, thank you so much for your very sweet email. And of course, yeah, let's talk about the Snake Codex series, right? One of the bigger things of the channel. It's a series that I'm super proud of, and I get to work with artists, I get to work with voice actors that I am really over the moon proud of and super happy to be joining for this project. So it's really fun, and it's definitely one that I hold very dear to my heart. The Snake Codex series is, however, something that is a very big project and very difficult to work on weekly. Now, we did do that for a little while before Smash Bros. Ultimate released, and at this moment, we don't really do them all that often because I really want them to be bigger event kind of things. We really noticed that if we bring out a lot of the same videos, like we did with the Battle Quotes series, which a lot of people also really love on this channel, so go watch them if you haven't already. There's going to be more of those. And you really notice that people don't really watch if you churn out a lot of them in a very short time. So we try and get some time in between them as well, because we really want the views to reflect the amount of effort that goes into making them. Because yeah, these people that do the voices, they work hard on them. They do so many takes, so many different things. I edit it together and try and make a coherent story of it. I write them. I take about an entire weekend to do one episode. So there are plans to continue the Snake Codex series. There's one in the can right now that we're actually editing at the moment. And if you want to see more of Snake Codec, we did a poll on the community page, and actually the content that people most want to see, I think it got like 83% of the votes from like 4 votes, from like 4 different categories of votes, 83%, so like 2,000 people that voted on the poll. And it said that people like the Leak Speak content the most. So that's definitely what we listened to at that time. So if we do a poll again, please people vote on Snake Codec if you want to see more, because then we will definitely do a whole lot more. But of course, we'll still continue doing them all. And it's also one of my favorites. So about a PlayStation rep joining the battle, and you very smartly say other than Crash, because I do think that if one joins, it will be Crash. And I do think that Crash has a huge high percentage chance to be in this game already. I think that if it's not the next character, and if that would be Ryu Hayabusa or something, then Crash could definitely be in the other drops that Sakurai does. But if it would be another character, I actually really like Nathan Drake. I think that would be incredible with Smash. I think it would be a really great character to interact with Snake as well. But I also think that if you think about that franchise, the Metal Gear franchise, Raiden would be really cool. And of course, he was in PlayStation All-Star Battle Royale. But the new Kratos would be great too, with a big beard and the new moveset of the new game. I don't know if that would fit with Smash Brothers, but yeah, PlayStation's got a lot of rad characters. So I would definitely love to see that. I like Sly Cooper as a character design and as a character as a whole too, the movie, right? So it's really interesting to me that you gravitate towards that character, and I could definitely see something like that possible with Snake Codex. So not to be too shilling or anything, but you guys can actually decide what I make a Snake Codec video about. You can donate through Patreon and actually get that episode made. So if you have it to spend, you can actually see that episode and be a part of the script and everything. A lot of people have done that in the past. For example, the video that we did on Joker with the Snake Codec, that was also a Patreon request, and that person actually helped me make the script and work together to get it just right. So something like that really happens in the channel. So if you guys have any cool ideas, then you can go to patreon.com/blockedcontent. That link is also in the description of this video, and you can actually get your video idea made. So, and that's all that he's got for his questions, and he thanks me saying Block Buddy. And I wanted to say it is officially Blocked Buddies, like blocked content. So you are basically a little square-faced little guy like myself over there. But yeah, I do agree, Block Buddy is totally fine too. Thank you, Tucker, for your beautiful questions. Let's go one more. Hey, Callum, here for the Q&A video. Hopefully you answer, because if you do, I'll be extremely happy. hoping. So I have personally been wondering, will Blocked Content ever be doing Smash live streams? Because we do know that you obviously are the best Smash speculator around, but I want to know if you have what it takes to gain the royalty of Smash Online King against your viewers. Also, I just want to play Smash against you because that would be awesome. Sincerely, your fan, Pixel Punch. Well, Pixel Punch, thank you so much for that great question. I've got a really interesting answer for you because we actually have been doing a lot of Super Smash Bros. Live streams. In the past month, we did maybe even like one a week or two a week even. So that's been a thing that I've invested in a lot, especially when Banjo dropped. We did so many matches against each other and matches against the fans. I did one-on-one matches if people donated to Super Chat, and I did team matches and arenas, private arenas even, against other people, and it was so much fun. I can definitely say that I didn't win every match. I certainly held my own, and there was a definite moment where I was like, well, Banjo's going to be my new main. I'm doing pretty well over here, and I didn't lose for that single video, which was great because it was like a 2-hour live stream. So yeah, we do live streams. We do them for like 2 hours at a time. I haven't done one since that I came back from my vacation, just because I haven't had the time to set everything up. You know, it's been pretty hectic with videos and my other work. But yeah, we are gonna do a lot more live streams in the future. I hope to do one every week. So please click that bell notification, because if you do click that bell next to the subscribe button, every time that we go live with a live stream, you will see that too. So even if there's like a clock ticking down to a live stream, you will get that notification too. And that's really key, that if you want to be notified about that kind of stuff, right? It's also very hard for me to, you know, link that to people and then hear these kinds of messages that, hey, are you ever doing Smash live streams? And we're doing a whole ton of them, and I would just want more viewers. So, but it's been great. These Smash live streams are so good. The people commenting there are so good. The people that play Smash, some of them are like tournament level players that really kick my butt every time. And some of them, they show up for every stream. So that's one of the favorite parts of this whole thing. So thank you so much for that sweet message. And of course, me being the best Smash speculator around, that's a very sweet message. I don't think that that's true at all, but that's very sweet of you to say. So thank you, Pixel Punch. And the last question of today is from Gumball Fan 13, saying, hey, Callum, well, don't know how to spell your name. That's not completely correct, but that's okay. It's Callum, but yeah, you can find that in places. This is Gumball Fan 13. I am a new YouTuber, and right now my channel is pretty small, with only 14 subscribers and 6 videos. I was wondering how I can get more people to watch my videos so that I can become more popular. I know that at some point we were all small YouTubers, but some of us were able to become popular and some of us weren't. I think it might be because of content, but could you please tell me what I can do to be better? Thanks. Gumball Fan 13. Well, thank you so much for your very sweet message, and I wanted to end on this note because I think that a lot of you guys out there probably want to make your own channel, do your own content, and kind of, you know, rise between the ranks of other people and do some really great stuff on YouTube, get your information in your own tone of voice out there, and just basically have fun, and that's what we're doing here too. So, Gumball Fan 13, first of all, everyone listening, go type in Gumball Fan 13 in your YouTube window right now and go to that person's channel and press subscribe, because I've seen a couple of your videos now. I've looked at it, and I think that you have a fun personality. I think that definitely keep doing it, keep growing with that, especially the personality kind of stuff where you're on camera talking. You have a really deep voice too, so that could really work well if you get a good microphone. Yeah, that's awesome. I loved, you know, hearing your take on like league discussion videos. It was pretty funny. I think you even mentioned our friend Lax Chris in there, which was pretty great. So yes, I think that if you want to start YouTube and you only have 14 subscribers, 6 videos, I think that you're actually already on the right path. Doing 6 videos with only 14 subscribers means that you really take the time to make content, even though you know not the entire world might be watching, but you're just doing it to, you know, build a base, you know, build a little user base of videos, and also just because you like doing it. And I think that that's always the start. For my channel, certainly it was, you know, I kept falling and I kept getting up because every time I would make a video and it was something that I really believed in, it wouldn't get views, and then certainly out of nowhere, I would make a video that maybe I didn't care all too much about, that would get a lot of views, and then I could mold and shape that kind of content that people did want into something that fit my personal tastes too. So sometimes it's a little bit of an algorithm thing where you have to find out what are people searching for, and maybe it's not parody stuff, maybe it's not, the animation stuff that I really wanted to do. Maybe that doesn't get the views that really warrant me doing it for my entire life, what I would have wanted. But I do think that ultimately, when I do animation stuff now, people actually watch it, which is great, because I do other content that people are also, that's maybe a little bit easier to step into. So I would say keep going, keep doing what you're doing, but also try and experiment and see what of these experiments get the most views, and then try and go into that direction a little bit more, because it's not about appeasing fans or anything like that. It's just basically saying that, oh yeah, this is what people like, and I should be the person to give people that kind of content then, and then try and make it true to yourself in that process, and not think backwards, like I'm just gonna do this thing and people are gonna like totally like what I do, and if they don't like it, then they just don't watch. Because I think that with that mentality, you could land a viral hit, and a lot of channels do it like that, and they are awesome. For me personally, if I were to give the advice, this is what worked for me. Try and shape your content to what people really like, and try and shape it to what you like as well. So you can have both worlds. You can have content that people really, really love and want to hear, want to see, but also have your really unique style and your really unique voice. And for these videos, like for this question block thing that I just basically did today, I made all the art assets for it, the little animated background that you see, the little intro right there, sound effects, this little paper graphic and all that kind of stuff. I worked very hard to make it like very unique in my own kind of style. And I think that that's what you have to keep in mind. What is your style? What is your voice? And kind of inject it with that. So experiment a lot and inject your own personality into it. That's what I would say. So thank you so much, Gumball Fan 13. If you want to see that content, go to Gumball Fan 13 right now on YouTube. And I would say maybe think about a different channel name for some like future venture, or maybe you can still do it. Just because it sounds like a fan, like a commenter account, instead of either a personality or something like a company name. And I think you should choose one of those two, right? A personality thing, like I think PewDiePie is like the most perfect name ever, right? There's other examples that are really great, like Mr. Beast. So try and find something wholly original to you that doesn't really wink at anything like super directly. Like my channel could have easily been called like Super Smash Brothers News or Mario Fan 35 or something like that. But I think that the best idea here was to craft kind of my own identity, and with that blocked content I could do a whole lot of different cool things. And now of course blocked content I could turn into a lot of other great things, like now we do this question blocked. That's one of the great examples of using your own brand to branch out a little bit with that brand. So thank you so much, Gumball Fan 13. Thank you everyone who sent in your letters for this episode. I have been overwhelmed with you guys' messages, and it's been pretty crazy to see that my entire Gmail account blew up, which I just made like yesterday. So thank you guys so much. I will go through your questions, no questions asked, really. So keep sending them in, because I will definitely answer your questions in the next videos. So that email address is blockedcontentmail@gmail.com. So send in your message now. Make it snappy, make it original, ask a question that's not been answered on the show yet. And I'll answer it on the show for you, and hopefully we'll get to have fun in the next video. So thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, please hit that subscribe button for block content right now, because you won't miss any video. And of course, there's more block content right around the corner. See ya.